till last 6 months, we have earned almost like 3 crores plus savings through Zoho Creator. As soon as we given the Zoho Creator specs to them, I think within a day or two, I think they have actually given us the demo of that particular product. We saw the demo and we found that it is much suitable, 100% suitable in line with our ERP specs, whatever we develop. I would 100% refer Zoho Creator to other Tata entities and other customers, friends, everyone, because myself Vinayaka from BigBasket. So if I say about BigBasket, BigBasket is one of the largest online grocery store in India, and it has around 20 million registered customers and approximately 30 million monthly visitors, and it has around 50,000 plus products with 1,000 brands, and apart from that it has 80% traffic from app and 20% from website, and we do every day 5 lakh products orders a day. Apart from that we get 85% repeat orders in BigBasket. So we used to get the budget in Excel formats, Google Sheets format, and then we started getting requirements through emails. Like for example, we give the enquiries to vendors via email, get the quotations by email, and then we used to do the comparison sheets in Excel or Google Sheets, and then we prepare draft purchase orders after negotiations in Word file, MS Word file, and then we convert into PDF and we send the mail to suppliers. And apart from that, we used to make a GRN in separate software called Citrix. So we used to use lot of softwares. Like if I say from budgeting module like Google Sheets, Excel, Word, PDF, something like Google Drive for keeping the documents, and we have something called as Citrix for doing GRN, and we have MCS, MyMCS solutions for doing tickets and getting approvals for the purchases. Instead of all these softwares, we wanted to go through something called as single software, where we wanted to make the entire budget to procure to pay flow in one single software, and it should be customized as per our requirement. So we actually started this Zoho Creator journey on first week of April 2022. So when we approached this particular concept with the Zoho team, so within a week they have actually given us a demo in the month of April. So once we came to know that, they have introduced us a partner called AORBORC Technologies. So when we approached them, the demo when they have done, which is exactly in line with our ERP specs. So within a short of like 4 months or 4 months, I think they have developed the entire software exactly in line with ERP specs. And we started using that from 15th August 2022. Previously, I was actually implemented SAP in Bangalore International Airport when I was working, and I used Oracle in Jindal Steel, which I was working. So with that into consideration, if I say Zoho Creator, it is very easy. I think a layman can easily understand the language, and they can able to do the activities inside the Zoho Creator in a very easy way. So when we start procuring the materials, we have to use that budget ID and create the SKU codes. The stock keeping units or the items or assets or works, whatever we purchase. Using that, what we do is we map that particular SKU codes with the vendors. Like for example, we have a vendor portal separately. Apart from vendor portal, the vendors can be mapped with these SKU codes, so that at any point of time user knows this product needs to be purchased by this particular vendor only. And using that budget from the budget ID module and converting that purchase requisition into purchase order based on the vendor code mapping. At the time of vendor code mapping, we do negotiation also, and we approve the vendor code mapping. So once this PR gets converted into purchase order, what we do is we make iterations. Like for example, if suppose one purchase order or one purchase requisition is having multiple kind of categories, and it is for multiple entities, and it is for and I need to purchase it from multiple vendors. So the purchase order module in Zoho splits this purchase requisition into multiple purchase orders based on category, based on vendor name, based on the vendor state, whatever is in. Basis that the purchase order will be created and it gets converted into GRN once the material received at the site. So once the GRN comes into picture, once the goods receipt note is done, then automatically a transaction will go to finance. So finance can able to take that particular record and they can able to make the payments to vendors. That is one. And second, before even after PO is created, we can even, if the PO is having payment terms of advance, automatically when if the supplier accepts the PO via email, it will directly give the transaction or record to finance for making the advance payments. The Zoho Creator, what we use, is also having something called as vendor portal, which is self-driven portal for vendors, where they can able to log in, they can able to see the entire details. Like for example, from the days of requirement, they can see the requirements, they can submit the codes, and they can able to participate for negotiation. After negotiation, they can able to even see the purchase order copies, whatever they get by mail. Though Zoho Creator sends auto email to suppliers, but they can also see it in vendor portal, the active purchase orders, and they can able to accept for advance payments, or they can able to see the UTR details of advance payments and invoice payments, so that they can able to see each and every financial transactions, whatever they are doing with BigBasket. So with this, it is fully transparent to them to understand what exactly this particular Zoho gives the information to them is full transparent portal for them. Like for example, they can able to understand whether the item which is delivered by them is delivered and GRN done and payment done. Apart from that, it also has a unique feature called they can able to submit the tax invoice in the vendor portal, so that when they submit the tax invoice, they can even see whether that particular invoice is processed by the regional team or not, whether the GRN is converted, whether the PO is get advance payments or not. So all the features, whatever they want, is inbuilt in this vendor portal. So they are very much happy. So more than that, prior to Zoho Creator, we were actually having a lot of issues with vendors. Like vendors were not happy to get payments on time. So with this into account, I think most of the vendors after Zoho Creator were very much happy, and they started using this frequently. And today, almost like in the portal, we have around 500 to 600 vendors. So they started using this vendor portal and started getting the information in a transparent way. That is one. And finally, the overall Zoho Creator, if I say, we are doing a lot of internal developments where we wanted to enhance the features of Zoho Creator, which is already inbuilt in that particular software. So what we are doing is, wherever we wanted to give transparency to the internal users also, we wanted to give that information to them, so that in fact, instead of we following with them, Zoho will follow with the users. Like for example, Zoho gives alerts, alerts or notifications to internal users as well as vendors. Whenever the PO expires, whenever whenever the invoice is submitted but GRN is not done or payment is not done, it keeps giving notifications, alerts to internal and external users to make them alert and to act on time. So with this, the entire business activity goes faster. So apart from that, we also inbuilt one more good feature in Zoho Creator called bill of materials. So if suppose BigBasket wanted to start any new business model at any new city, I have a standard asset list in BOM. So with that into account, if suppose someone wants to prepare a purchase orders for that particular business facility, in one click, they can able to create purchase orders for the entire facility based on BOM, and it can be sent to vendors in the same day after approval process, of course. So once that is done, suppliers can able to get the materials on time as per lead time. Like for example, at the vendor code mapping, we have put lead time into account. Basis lead time, it will start giving the materials at the site, and that lead time is planned based on our launch dates of the new facility. With this, I think we have gained a lot in this Zoho Creator, where we get materials on time, payments to suppliers on time. These are the big game changers for BigBasket, where we are going to make the vendors happy as well as internal customers happy. Apart from that, as I told you earlier, we were using something called as Excel, Word for preparing purchase orders, which is a pain job for end users. So instead, now the system only prepares the purchase order rather than they preparing it manually. So it has helped them a lot, and it has reduced the manpower, and apart from that, it saved the time for them. Most of the time they used to do this activity, instead now they are concentrating more on execution rather than doing some manual activity, which is done through Zoho Creator. We are now started getting the performance of users easily from Zoho Creator. I can able to get the data of which user is doing lot of activities inside the Zoho Creator, and which user is doing less activity. So I can able to see the top performers. I can able to see the lot of reports in the Zoho Creator, where I can able to understand who is doing good performance, who is doing less performance, and I can even make an analytics from the Zoho Creator easily, so that the management can able to understand lot of internal parameters to understand whether we are doing a top performance in the procurement or not. And most important feature Zoho Creator given me is a savings module, where any procurement, whatever we do a lot of negotiation. So when we do negotiation, we actually take care of savings form, where we understand the previous purchase price and the future purchase price. So with that into account, I can able to see what is the gain we earn from the current purchase. And apart from that, we do lot of negotiations for the existing new purchases. So whatever we do negotiation, we track and record it in the savings module in Zoho Creator. I think we wanted to even go to a next level of Zoho Creator. Like what we are planning is, whenever any vendor onboard the documents for vendor registration, we wanted to verify those documents with the concerned websites. Like for example, if they add a document called PAN card, it has to be verified with income tax website. If they add cancelled check, it has to be verified with banks. If they add GST certificate, it has to be verified with GST certificate. Like that, it is like KYC. So KYC has been verified with the vendors, and it gets correct information in the portal. Basis that BigBasket can get GST input tax credit or many other advanced benefits to BigBasket. So that is one. And second is, we also wanted to extract the fields in invoices, wherein as soon as the vendor submits the tax invoice in vendor portal, it has to extract fields like invoice number, invoice amount, invoice value, and then the received quantities of the SKUs. Basis that the automatically, as soon as the invoice is submitted, it will get input in the GRN form, and GRN can be submitted after verification. So with this, the end user's time can be further simplified, and they can able to spend much time for execution rather than spending time on this particular GRN activity. Apart from that, the third part what we wanted to do is, we wanted to replica this particular Zoho Creator for OPEX procurement as well. So for OPEX, we normally do something called as services, like pest control services, housekeeping services. Similarly, we wanted to utilize this for consumables procurement. So monthly, for every capacity increase, we buy a lot of consumables for packaging materials, for consumables for cut vegetables, many consumables we buy every month. So that also we wanted to utilize in Zoho Creator, and we want to do the Zoho Creator usage for procurement for those kind of consumables and services as well. With that into account, the entire infrastructure procurement will be done through Zoho Creator. We wanted to replicate this particular Zoho Creator for our OPEX model, because currently we are using it for only CapEx, that is capital assets requirements. Now we wanted to utilize it for OPEX procurement with some minor development. At any point of time, the management can able to see the total savings earned from Zoho Creator. Till last 6 months, we have earned almost like 3 crores plus savings through Zoho Creator. I would 100% refer Zoho Creator to other Tata entities and other customers, friends, everyone, because it is very easy. In the current market scenario, I think everyone should use Zoho Creator, and they should gain in for their business, rather than they concentrating on main business. They are always doing a lot of procurement in the organization. They should concentrate more on the business rather than doing on procurement activity. Let the Zoho Creator takes care of procurement activity. Rest of the part can be taken care on the business part.